And welcome to the bonus features segment. I'm your host, Dan, aka Smash-A-Mash, and we've got major GPS errors happening around the world. This is the total electron content forecast, and we've got a huge electron storm happening. Quite high levels of electron flux and a bit of chaos there as well. You can see massive GPS errors at nighttime and over places besides the equator at noon. So huge GPS errors. We're going to play that through one more time. The total electron content forecast shows us free electrons through which your GPS signal must propagate, causing massive GPS errors. Here's a diagram of Earth's Van Allen belts and altitudes of certain spacecraft shown in miles. And we see significant surface and internal charging now. So some surface charging caused by the slightly lower energy particles, and the internal charging caused by the higher energy particles, like the greater than 2 mega electron volt electron flux. Could cause some communication errors. You can see where they're located there, mainly over the Pacific and Indian Oceans at the moment. So here's the 1-year chart to put that all in context. Very high levels of electron flux, the highest we've seen for the majority of a year. So that's a 1-year chart. And you can see a little dip happening here. In the past 3 days, there's the first time we've left electron storm levels. And we made it over 10 times above electron storm levels. Just recently, that would be 10 times that, 10 to the 4th right there, coinciding with 10,000 pulse flux units. And there you can see very high levels of electron flux. NOAA forecasting slightly lower levels here. We're seeing the forecast coming true before your very eyes. A little bit of a dip there in the electron flux. Next, the ionosphere. Let's check for anomalies there. The F layer is located at 300 kilometers of altitude. Here's the ionogram for the previous day. Let's bring up the latest image. First, the anomalygram. Here's the anomaly in megahertz from the 30-day median. And we'll pause that. There's 10 o'clock universal time on the ionogram, and there's 10 o'clock universal time on the anomalygram. Mostly high-frequency anomalies showing up there in blue. Continuing on, to welcome our viewers to the Neo-Renaissance. We're in the process of writing a paper plausibly explaining the mechanism underlying the solar sunspot and solar polar field reversal cycles. If you'd like to support the old mission, head to smashamash.com, click our links, pick up some merch, maybe become a member of the Smash Team. Most importantly, smashamash.com/Smash Team. And here's our latest post. We've actually put up a post about coronal holes and sunspot cycles. Perhaps have a read if you're not familiar with the subject. It's, shall we say, rather important for cosmology and rather interesting for heliophysics. Next, our merch page. We've opened up everything. So all of our designs now available. Once again, keep in mind, opinions expressed on the merch, not necessarily the opinions of Smash News Network, least busted name and news. Thanks to everybody who's picked up merch and suggested ideas. A new collection there, 9 new designs just put up. Links below the video to all of that. Also, make sure you follow us on Twitter. You'll see things you're not going to see anyplace else. We put up exclusive tweets and retweets on Twitter, and it's because of networking. It's quite useful for getting information out there. Again, highly recommend you get on Twitter, regardless of who's been banned and who's been deplatformed. Nonetheless, twitter.com/smashamash. Let's do additional bonus features. The first is the El Teide, Spain ground-based solar observatory. You can see a little bit of flaring. Make sure you check out our previous videos. This is our 3rd space weather video of the day. Next, we're going to show you the colorized magnetogram and latest intensitygram. Sunspot 2939 still capable of producing significant flares here. Quite a few umbrae there around it. Those are actually different named sunspot groups, I believe. There's 2940, still beta class, still capable of producing flares. 2941, still the most significant sunspot here in the fields of 2941. Here's 2940. And there is 2939, a complex structure there to its south and trailing it to its east. There's your full disk view once again. And here's the NASA GOES 16 SUVI imagery in 304 angstroms ionized helium. Great at showing prominences with its wide field of view. If we do see any more solar flares, a great wavelength to view them is the SDO's 94 angstroms wavelength. And we've brought up something different for you here. This is 335 and 1700 angstroms, so it shows you the dark and pinkish colored 1700 angstroms, the dark where the sunspots are, and the pinkish where you're just seeing the chromosphere. And then 335 angstroms showing you ultraviolet light emitted from ionized iron in the solar corona there. That's what that blue ghostly appearance is there. A bunch of ionic iron there hanging out in the corona. Anyway, thanks for tuning into our bonus features segment. Make sure you check out our previous videos. This is our third space weather video of the day. Also, a meteorology segment would have premiered slightly earlier. Thanks again for tuning in, folks. May that solar wind be at your back. And I've been your host, Dan, a.k.a. Smash-A-Mash, signing off. From the Smash News Network, least busted name in news.